For those of you that are sensitive viewers, please turn away from your screens now. I'll tell you when it is safe for you to watch. Karula's just now pounced on a baby Nyala that she's managed to catch. She snuck up on it. It's still alive. It is still fighting and still kicking. But unfortunately, the poor little thing really doesn't stand a chance. Now look at this. Look at the behavior of the cub. It's coming in to try and help. Look, it's hissing at mom. It wants to try and help. And Karula knows. There we go, look at that. And she's left it. And this is how young leopard cubs learn. A very difficult sight for us to watch, especially where a little baby antelope is concerned. But it just goes to show the incredible power of Karula and how skilled she is as a huntress. Oh, what an incredible series of events, from Karula catching the Nyala to the movement of Hosana moving in and hissing at her, and the fact that she did just leave the Nyala to him. So she knows that this is something that he has to learn. And listen to this, the standoff is over. She knew there was something, but she didn't realize what it was. And now she's barking out her alarm call. Off goes mom. She's given up. And survival instinct has won.
Wasn't that just some absolutely amazing footage that we saw there? Something that is a need out here. Mothers, especially mother leopards, need to teach their youngsters how to catch and kill. It's not something that I think the catching the animal is instinctive, but how to kill it and how to kill it quickly is obviously something that is learned through much experience, and it starts from quite a young age. But you were there, Jamie. Like, how do you? I mean,
it happened so fast, and what was amazing about that sighting was Hosana hissing at her before he got onto the kill itself, and she kind of just went, well, fine then, it's all yours, you take it, you sort it out. And luckily, very fortunately, it was actually quite a quick death. I was sitting watching, expecting quite a prolonged, because he clearly didn't know what to do, and he was grabbing for the neck and he was grabbing around and he just didn't quite know how to go about it. And then he jumped and he moved and it was over. It was very quick, which was a relief.
Do you think that there was some of Hosana's character coming out in that little interaction with his mother? You know, it's so rare that I've seen two leopard of that size with a mom interacting over a kill. You see them on kills quite often, but you don't see them interacting like that. Do you think it was a little bit of his character coming out?
I think it was very interesting to watch, because at the end of that all, he didn't eat any of it. He hardly ate a thing. He chewed a little bit on the head and then gave up. His sister came in, hissed at him, and he went, okay, it's yours then. And he gave it to her. So it was an interesting, they had eaten the day before, so they weren't hungry.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's sort of building up a reputation as quite the clumsy character, which I think all young leopards do. They go through that phase. But his sister somehow seems to problem solve a little bit better than him. I've watched him with an impala dangling over a marula tree that's sort of hanging by a strip of skin. And he can't quite get it, and he ends up tying himself in knots, and he doesn't know what to do. Whereas Shongile will go and she'll look. She grabbed it and she just pulled she pulled back with her triceps and then started feeding with her head hanging off the tree.
Well, they say that ladies develop a little bit quicker than the boys do, so maybe we're seeing a little bit of immaturity coming through over there. But what is quite interesting is, subsequent to that kill we've just seen now, we have seen him display quite extrovert behavior, where he's gone off a distance from where his sister is and left her, and she's a little bit shy around, I would suppose, any utterances in the bush, noises in the bush. She immediately, I can see her ears go flat. I have seen before, watching the feeds from you, and go down into quite a defensive, maybe even a seclusive posture, whereas he seems to be, you know,
she's very alert. She's very alert and she's very aware. And Hosana's he's just going through that stage where everything is interesting and he's curious about things, and as a result, he's taking the odd risk that perhaps hasn't been the best idea. I know Brent had the sighting with the wild dogs where Hosana went up the tree and then came down the tree far too soon, if I'm not mistaken. And the wild dogs were very, very close to catching him. Karula actually had to come down the tree to try and distract. And then he got grabbed by the baboons as well with James.
There was that incident, hey?
Whereas Shongile is...
Carry on.
She's gone. As soon as
Clever girl. I think leopard, they stay alive longer when they learn how to run away first and not to fight. But it's how long did he take to kill that little Nyala?
Must have been 40 seconds. It was a lot shorter than I expected.
Really?
Because the way that he grabbed it, he tried to jump up out of the drainage line and he broke its neck really fast. So its neck snapped and it was over.
Isn't it amazing
Goodness.
at how strong a leopard's jaws are, even at such a young age, where they haven't really had much exercising to do, much the same as hyena and lion. Young cubs tend to chew as much on whatever they can find as possible, and it's just to develop those massive jaw muscles. We have got a leopard skull here to show you just how big those muscles are. If you take a profile from there, basically, and you imagine this being rounded. So that is basically a leopard's head, round like that. Everything that you see where my hands are is muscle attachment, making for an enormous amount of bite force, and that obviously needs to be exercised. And the fact that he managed to break that little Nyala's neck so quickly is just incredible for me. Hopefully it bodes for things to come. I know his, what would you call it, cousin, no? Brother. Quarantine.
Quarantine, yes, his brother.
His brother, excuse me.
It gets confusing.
It does get a bit confusing. I know Quarantine has the ability, or has learnt, that he can kill kudus quite easily.
Yeah.
And I know that he's got a reputation for killing full-grown kudu, and as recently we just heard down the pipeline that he killed a full-grown male kudu. Now this is a 500-pound animal that a leopard weighing maybe 100 pounds at the moment, maybe a little bit less than that, has managed to subdue and kill quite easily. It just shows you the genes are strong in these ones.
I know. I don't know what Karula puts in her milk, but obviously it works very, very well. Now, Roger, you wanted to know, because you sort of got the idea that Shongile will become independent sooner than Hosana, and you're wondering what sort of ages that we're looking at in terms of when they will become independent. So Shongile, it will probably be earliest at 1.5 years, maybe probably closer to 2. Hosana will probably stick around, and what you'll find with males, they stay in their natal area for quite a lot longer than the females, and they go back and they visit mom and they have some of her kill. Sometimes they've even been recorded sharing kills with their mom and her new litter, because of course at some point around 1.5 years, when they're 1.5 years old, Karula will go back into estrus and start mating again. Now, all in all, I think we've really... I'm sorry you've missed out on this set of Karula's cubs. They are such wonderful little characters.
I must say, I'm not that sorry. I quite enjoy being out on foot. I would choose that over... I see enough of it on the screens with you, in any case. I know it's amazing how you always manage to find them. All right, on that...